The French press is just about perfect. It's cheap, simple to use, and just about everyone has one hiding in the back of the pantry. Yeah, it's great, except for one annoying problem. Here, let me show you what I mean by brewing some coffees. Okay, that title might be a little bit misleading. This method is still a little bit nerdy, but by barista standards, it's minimum fuss. First, measure out the coffee. For this size of press, I'm going to use 40 grams of coffee and 680 mils of water. This works out to be a 1:17 ratio of coffee to water, sometimes called the gold cup ratio. You can adapt this to any size of French press by measuring the capacity and then divide it by 17 to work out the amount of coffee to use. Next, I'm going to grind the coffee, medium coarse. On a Nikkei, for reference, that's about 8.5, 9. And then I'm going to pour in the water that's just off the boil. Add the water, and once that's done, leave it for 4 minutes to brew. When the time's up, really slowly press down the filter. And then we'll slowly pour it into the cup. So why did I push it down so slowly? Maybe it triggered something in you. Just hurry up, push it. Nope, not gonna happen. That's because I'm trying to get around the problem I was talking about earlier. The problem is sludge. Those cloudy, gritty, fine grinds come right up through the filter and into the cup. They amp up the bitterness and are just generally not nice to drink. The faster I press down on the filter, the more I stir up the sediment and make it worse. So this method helps reduce it, but it's still not ideal. If you really want to fix it, then there are two other methods that we can use to further reduce and possibly even completely remove this from the cup. The next method works well if you're not in a hurry. This method mimics the way that professionals taste coffee, a process called cupping. James Hoffman has covered this method in detail. I'm going to link to his video in the description, but here is a quick summary. Use the same ratio of coffee and water we used in the previous method, but this time we're not going to add the filter at all. Wait 4 minutes and then break the crust with a spoon. Scoop off any grounds that are left floating and then leave it for another 5 minutes for the sediment to sink to the bottom. Finish up by carefully adding the filter to the top of the liquid and pour it nice and slowly. If you take your time, this works well at reducing the sediment. The downside is that the coffee is not super hot by the end. Okay, so there is another method that completely removes the sediment for the cleanest cup of French press coffee that you've ever had, and it still only takes 4 minutes. Okay, it's not really a sock, it's actually a paper filter made for French press. Still looks a bit like a sock. It comes in 3 sizes and costs roughly around 20 cents per filter. It works like this. You open up the filter and stick it in the press. You add the ground coffee and hot water, the same ratio that we've used for the last 2 methods. Fold the flaps in so they cover the better coffee. Place the filter on the top and wait for 4 minutes. When the time's up, give it a shake so the crust of coffee grounds sink to the bottom. Then we can press down the filter all the way. Just hurry up, push it. And then pour it any way you like. It tastes good and it's completely sludge free. Research also says that paper filtered coffee is better for your cholesterol. But I'm definitely not a doctor, so please don't trust me for medical advice. But hey, let me know, what's your method for brewing French press? Any other tricks I need to know? Hit me up and let me know in the comments. How do you brew your coffee? Until then, stay stoked.